So this is the afternoon of our third day here in Florida. I was supposed to hunt with Doug Updike this morning on some birds I roosted yesterday evening, but Doug had some engine issues and we were almost to where we needed to hunt, but decided to turn back to have his engine looked at. He stayed back and I decided to go hit another chunk of public land here in Florida. And so we're hunting a big public area here, mix of pines. There are some swamps in here, cypress heads, that sort of thing. So I'm gonna go in here and just kind of stroll around and see if I can locate a bird. And you know the drill. Have to be careful on these. Oh, I hear a bird gobbling. Sounds like it's that way. Gobbled twice. I think we just have to get in the ready position and sit beside this big tree back here. That right there in the back. And just listen. Till he gives himself what he may come in quiet. Sit here long enough. That bird's not responding. Here's something walking. I think it's just the wind blowing these palms around. Alright, I'll sit here long enough. Gotta get on the move and try and locate him again, or another bird. I don't know what he was gobbling at. I hadn't made a call when he gobbled. Man, it's warm out here. Wow. I saw a mud hole back there. Had some turkey tracks in it. And I imagine these birds are looking for water. Not a whole lot around here. This is the place that I hunted with Doug Updike 2 springs ago. And we had that gobbler run right by us. Get him. Oh, look out the laugh. They've done some thinning out here, looks like. There's a cypress head back here at the end, and I'm hoping it's got some water in it. And I'm hoping with the heat, the birds are gonna be not too far away. So I'm gonna go back here and set up. I got my Lucky Duck Jake decoy with me, do some blind calling, and hopefully there's a bird nearby. And if I don't hear or see anything, then I'll head off to another spot, and maybe as the sun gets lower, do a little bit more walking and calling. So that's the strategy for this afternoon. Well, that spot didn't pan out, so I'm gonna move to another area, walk around a little bit and see if I can locate one. Got about 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours of legal shooting light and roosting light. Look at here. There's strut marks and gobbler tracks. I know there's a gobbler in this area now. Strut marks and gobbler tracks in the road back there. I don't recall seeing them when I walked in, but I was kind of distracted by some of this clear cut stuff here. Right when I was about to break my setup, I heard what sounded like a turkey flying up in the trees here. So I wonder if something spooked them. Could have been some other type of bird. There's lots of birds around here. This is Florida. Anyway, something to keep in mind. This spot, there's a gobbler around here strutting. But I'm gonna head to some other areas here with the last couple hours or so of light. All right. All right, we might have a chance at one here. Let's see how it plays out. I was just driving the dirt road here, and I came around the corner, and there was a hen in the road. She took off running, and she went in the bushes. Apparently, there was a gobbler already hiding in the bushes, and he popped out and took off running up the road also. But he didn't go the same place as the hen did. The hen went to the right, he went on around the curve. This road is eat up with turkey tracks. So I let him go around the curve. I'm gonna go back up here and set up near the curve. I put my truck around this curve to block the view. And I'm gonna give it about 15, 20 minutes. Then I'm gonna start calling and fool him to thinking, okay, the coast is clear. He probably didn't go far, he went around the curve, and he probably eased up in the woods and calmed down. Yeah, you can see turkey tracks. So I'm gonna get up here right before the curve and set up, and hopefully I'll see these birds come through. That didn't work out, but I've had it work in the past. I came around the curve right down here, and I saw the hen somewhere in here. And there's tracks everywhere. And she ran and she went right into this little pile of bushes here. I imagine she was going out in there. But as I got up a little farther, there's a little opening right there. The gobbler must have been over there pecking around or staying in the shade. All of a sudden he busts out, takes off running down the road. And I figured if he's separated from his hens, I gave him about a half hour, I could probably call him in. But I mean, look at all these tracks right here. All I see is hen tracks though. There's some dusting right there. Looks good back here. So it's getting late in the day, so I decided to start trying to locate birds. Still a touch early, but they sometimes gobble when it's this early. But the main thing I'm doing is riding around, and whenever I see turkeys in the road, I'm dropping a pin on onyx, and that way I can kind of see where they're hanging out right at last light, and they're probably going to be roosting somewhere nearby. So far I've seen one gobbler, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hens confirmed, and possibly 2 more gobblers, but I'm not positive because they look like gobblers. But when I got up there to look at the tracks on the road, I couldn't find any gobbler tracks. I found tons of hen tracks, but I may have just missed the gobbler tracks because there was so much. There was deer tracks, other critters, car tracks. It was hard to pick up individual tracks. But anyway, I'm gonna ride on up here and see if I see any more, and then just continue to do laps and hit the owl hooter and coyote howler. I've got one big block here that I'm kind of working. That is probably where I'll hunt tomorrow morning. So let's head on up the road. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to go in kind of blind in the morning. I've got that one gobbler I saw today. I know there's other gobblers around here. Saw gobbler tracks in the road right up here. Well, I guess kind of a little frustrating day today with the engine trouble this morning. Didn't get to hunt, but I really like all the turkey sign and turkeys I've been seeing as I hunted and rode around this evening at this place. And I haven't seen any other vehicles, so that's a good thing. Guess we'll just have to see what tomorrow morning brings. We got the real owls talking this morning. I was just hooting them a few moments ago, trying to get a bird to gobble. I haven't heard anything here on our next to last morning in Florida. If I kill one today, I'm done. I'm gonna head home, but I do have tomorrow morning about a couple hours that I can hunt if I need it before I have to head home. So far I haven't heard anything in this spot. I'm gonna give it just a few more minutes because it's still pretty early. Then I'm gonna move around to different spots and see if I can get some to gobble. Birders gobble. Let's get moving. I tried my best to pinpoint where he was at when he gobbled. If I came into another access road, I think he's closer over this way, and decided to walk. I'm still back a long ways, I believe, from where he's at. But about getting out and walking, I can listen for other gobbles and hopefully pinpoint him if he gives me another gobble. So we're gonna slip back here and see what we can do. At least we heard one. I was standing way over there on the other side of these cypress trees, a little few you see sticking up. And he gobbled way back in here somewhere. There's some big pines back here. I think that might be where he's at. I think that bird's in this general area, either over here, there's some bigger woods over here, or I misjudged the distance. He might be over my shoulder here. Hopefully I can get him to gobble again. He's way down the trail. He's way off down that way. So that's probably the one I heard. He's in the right direction. He's just much farther than I thought. There's a cypress head right over there. That's probably where he's roosted. Yeah. Got one over here gobbling. Sounds like he may have been on the ground when he gobbled last time. Then there's one straight off that way. I'm gonna go around this curve here, and there's a little road that goes through the woods, I guess you'd say. It's not really a road, it's kind of just an access path. Oh, he just got one. He gobbled over there a little bit ways. I'm gonna move a little closer and see if I can do anything with him. I'm gonna try to get over here to the pines where there's more cover. Look at all these turkey tracks. They're working this trail pretty good. Just gobbling. Way down this way. Looks like a mix of hen and gobbler tracks. Okay, I know where he's at now. I got cover. I haven't heard that bird in a while, and I certainly haven't seen him. I was looking at the map. This little trail goes around this cypress head up here in front of me. I bet that's what he's doing, because he sounded like he was over here, then he sounded like he was over there. So it looks like that trail wraps around. He's just walking that trail. He's probably roosted back here in these cypress trees. And he's just heading that way, probably following hens. At the very least, this will probably be a good afternoon sit and catch birds coming back this way. So I'm gonna head that way and try and get back on this bird. Gotta be careful. Yeah, that gobbler went right up here and took this lane and wrapped it around. That may have been where he was to begin with, just walking. It sounded like he was going around. Right down here, the trail cuts that way. I think the gobbler went that way. This trail here goes to another cypress head and circles around. And that'll save me some time, and I think I can just be closer to him and parallel him and get around in front of him if he hasn't moved too fast for me to catch up. I did stop back there for a while, so I gotta be careful. Could be in this lane here. There he is. What I'll tell you. too quick, too sloppy in my movement. And he was standing right there in the road. I could have almost taken a shot there. It was just a touch too far. I got sloppy in my movement. I came down this road here. And I was too fast going around the curve because I was going to take this road. Came around, he was standing right on the end of that mud hole. And I snuck up here to these trees. He was still standing there. It was probably about 45 yards. And he had turned to walk away. And I was trying to decide whether to shoot or not. And that's like, nah, that's a little touch too far. I better let him go. And he just trotted off down that other trail. Dang it. Got sloppy. Got in a hurry. Alright, so now I gotta look at the map. Figure a way to circle on him. I know which way he's heading now because I just scared him. But then I'm gonna have to let him calm down. He's drumming up here somewhere. I think it's to my right, but I'm gonna... Just gotta take a chance. It's too thick in there to even get closer. I was hoping to get him to gobble and pinpoint exactly where he's at. I can still hear him drumming. I gobbled at him once, but he didn't respond to it. Then I hen yelped a little bit later and he still didn't respond. The drumming seemed to stop or get farther away after I gobbled. But then I hen yelped and it seems to be louder again. I just gotta listen for him and hopefully I can bring this bird on in. I'm just standing right here on the edge of the trail, and if he pops out, then I can shoot him. Probably got to ditch all my gear, hide it in the bushes here, back here somewhere. Come back and get it later. And just carry my 360 camera on my head and this one right here in my pocket and use it when I need to. So I think that's the only way I'm gonna get this bird. He's got hens, he's spitting and drumming, obviously strutting to them. And so he's just following the hens. I gotta figure out which way the hens are likely to go. They're kind of working that way, but there's a cypress head up there. I think they're gonna turn and work that way. So that's my strategy. Looks like they're heading to that cypress head. That hen was right here. She came around. She saw me and went up that way. I was hoping that the gobbler was right behind her. Looked like an adult hen looking at her wing patch. He must be in there with other hens. So I gotta keep my eyes peeled. Keep moving forward slowly. Well, at some point my camera on my head stopped recording and I didn't notice that. I didn't check my phone. So just in case it didn't capture the footage, I'll explain what happened. I went easing up that trail next to where I heard the drumming towards the cypress head. And I was slowly making my way around the corner and I saw movement. I just stopped on the edge. I was up against the brush. I could see a hen coming and she walked right towards me to about, I don't know, about 8 or 9 yards, 10 yards maybe. And she saw me but didn't know what it was and eased into the brush. And I was fully expecting the tom to be behind her, but he wasn't. She was by herself. She was an adult hen. I saw her wing patch. So I've been spending the last, I don't know, hour easing along here, listening for drumming. Made a few calls, no gobbling. So I'm gonna head back and grab my gear, head back to the truck, and I'm gonna go to another area that's similar to this. I'm gonna just take a wild guess that based on what I'm seeing this morning, that the birds are hanging around these cypress heads in the woods near it, working these trails where there's green grass and there's grasshoppers. I've been seeing grasshoppers and they're just spending the day here. So I'm gonna spend the day here as well around these types of features, I guess you'd say. So that's the update.